Do you think Joe Biden is actually dead right now?
Yeah.
Like, let's say odds. Let's say, like, Patty Pimlet's plus 100 and...
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's been dead for like 2 years.
But no, like, because so there's a thing going around that he is possibly dead.
Right now as we speak, I think he's dead.
So would you, like, if I put it up at minus 150, would you bet it?
I wouldn't bet on him. I'm not a gambling man like that to that extent. But if you forced me at gunpoint, I would bet yes.
The money
I would bet yes. Yes.
What odds would you say you'd be too far? Minus 250?
Minus 300 plus, yeah.
So you think that's like 65, 70%.
Thoroughly convinced he's dead. Yeah.
Damn, that's, like I said, that's sad. I don't like the guy. I don't dislike him. I don't care. I think he's, I don't think he's the smartest guy in any room he's in, but also I think the mental state he's in, his family and people should have long ago been like, listen, man, this is, this is over with.
Before he got COVID, if you told me what do you think would happen if he got COVID? I'd say he would die immediately.
That sucks, though, because like I
said,
he's
too old.
Kind of a gay clap to start, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into In the Clinch. It is July 23rd, which would happen to be a Tuesday on this year, which is the 24th year of existence.
What do you believe in?
Anyway,
when I saw this thing, it was like AD must have been weird, where it's like, after death, where it's like, yeah, it's year 7. It's like, but I'm 24. I don't know. What do I know? My shit's not loading.
I know Billy just had to unplug my microphone, and we've been in the show for 15 seconds, and that's really good. Really frustrates me. I don't know why. But as you know, before we go forward, we must move back. We're talking UFC 304 today and making predictions, but we have to go back to 303 as we have not had a show since prior to that card.
On ESPN, I believe the main card is wrong, and on the UFC website, it's correct. So maybe I'm wrong. They have this Christian Duncan dude on the main card.
I have Christian Duncan on the main card.
Right. But why is Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape not on the main card? That's like a number 1 contender fight at flyweight.
It is, but it's not on ESPN, or it's not, and you think it should be?
I think it should be on the main
Which
card.
Fight?
Mokaev versus Kape.
Yeah, they moved it to the main event of the prelims.
But it's not even listed as main event of the prelims. Nathaniel Wood is listed as main event of the prelims.
Well, Nathaniel Wood, if you've never watched him, probably don't, because I assume he's not that good.
Nathaniel Wood's good.
Oh, I never heard of him.
I like watching him fight. He's a striker.
Oh, is he good?
He got fucked in his last fight. He fought on I want to say it was like the South Korea or Seoul, whatever the fuck card. Okay? And the dude literally that he was fighting punched him or kicked him in the nuts twice, and the ref gave him 2 warnings for that. Mm-hmm. And then he poked him in the eye, and the ref gave him a warning for that. And then in the final round, Wood was on top, ground and pounding, and the dude grabbed the inside of his glove, and the ref told him to stop and said, keep going. And it was like, 4 warnings is kind of crazy.
That should be disqualification at that
and the
point.
Dude ended up winning. And one of them was like, I can't remember the exact situation. It might have been a fence grab or something. Like Wood was taking him down, the fence grab, and the guy said warning. It was something big where it was like, and then Wood ended up losing the round.
Yeah,
can't remember, but I was like, and he ended up losing the fight 2 rounds to 1. I was like, well, if you take a point, it's a draw, or if you take multiple points, he wins, or if that thing doesn't happen, I was just, right. I think he got fucked.
Well, speaking of officiating and judging, the first fight of the last card was Ian Gary and Michael Page. Yeah, shock those dogs.
Yeah, shock them, get them, get them.
The first fight of the last card was Ian Gary and Michael Page. I thought it should have been a draw. Dana White said he scored it as a draw.
So you think the last round they should have gave it 9-9? Do you think they should have scored it a draw?
That's the fight in general, yeah.
That's different, though. You can't just say the fight in general. They score round by round.
Well, I don't remember.
What do you give the third round to?
I don't remember it specifically, but
First round was clearly Gary. Second round to me was clearly MVP, and then the third round was like the first half MVP was outstriking him, and then Gary just got on his back and kind of didn't do shit but held him down.
So that would be a draw,
right? But how would they give it a draw? Is what I'm asking you.
Can't you do 9-9?
I don't really see it. You don't see it ever, so no.
So how would a draw happen?
They give the round like a draw would happen in a 10-8, 2 round 10-9, 10-9, then a 10-8 for the other guy.
Well, that sounds very unlikely.
Yeah.
If you believe a guy 10-8.
I wouldn't be mad if a judge was, because it's like sort of a frowned upon thing, but I wouldn't have been mad if a judge said, I thought that was 9-9. I thought both guys, it was even,
yeah, if you
dead
said
even.
The first half of the round, MVP was beating him up, and then Ian Gary took him down the second half, but didn't really do much, but he had positioning. It's like, well, yeah, it's a pretty even round.
It was going into the scorecards like, well, Gary kind of held position, so I guess he won that.
Which I don't love.
But I was like, I feel like MVP did more, but Gary had more control time and all that, but MVP did more damage in the third. And I was like, it could go either way here. And I agreed with you. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I was just saying I agreed, like, that's probably a draw. That was one round, and then even third round.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it doesn't get more of a draw than that.
Yeah.
What was the records, Bill? For the last card.
For 303, Danny went 4-1. I went 3-2. Eric went 2-3.
And I said before on the last in the clinch, you want to go fucking look. If you want to go take a fucking look, maybe upload 303 on this new.
It is.
It is? Boom. Go take a fucking look then. I said I'm going to go 3-2 or better, and I wouldn't be surprised if I go 4-1 and better. Every single fucking
I
card.
I went 2-3, but 3-2 isn't like much to write home about.
No, but 4-1 kind of is. Mm-hmm. And I did that.
Sounds like somebody that went 2-3.
Well, that's what I said.
Would you rather go 2-3
how the fuck did I go
3-2?
2-3? Because I had MVP, Bueno Silva, and I took fucking Yuri, didn't I? What a fucking idiot. I like look back on this and be like, why the fuck did I do that? Well, the second fight,
Here's
Bueno
what I'll
Silva
say,
was
sorry.
kicking her ass, Macy, I was the fucking
And then
her
they
last
cut.
name, and then she like tried to like go too far into a firefight and got cut, and then the doctor stopped it. So that kind of fucking
That
sucked.
saved my ass.
That yeah. And then Delidze kicked the shit out of Anthony Smith. Diego Lopez, which we didn't talk about, obviously, and we commented our picks. But Dan Ige stepping in for that. I think he's going to get the fight on the Sphere card.
They said he's stepping in for Joe Biden.
Yeah, yeah. He deserves a lot of credit for that. I know he was going to fight the next week or 2 weeks and stuff, but he had no reason to do that. He pretty much was, I don't want to say guaranteeing a loss, but that's very hard to do.
And, like, honestly, if you just said, like, hey, they have full camps, I would still think Diego Lopez would win because I think he's a better fighter. So to do that on an hour notice against a better fighter is even crazier.
Yeah, and then be the co-main event of the fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty sweet. And then
That pay-per-view fell apart. They're lucky Alex saved the day, but he really didn't save
Yuri
the
out with a
day.
fucking head kick.
Because it was supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree is the co-main event. And then before them is Ian Gary versus MVP, right? And then the main event is Connor versus Chandler. That's a great card.
Just in itself.
And then when you have Rome Delidze versus Anthony Smith instead of Roundtree and Hill, and then you have Alex Pereira versus Yuri 2, which is a fight we've already seen. We already know it's going to happen. Instead of Connor's comeback, it's like, oh man, that card really fell apart. But it was decent.
I mean, it's cool. I mean,
I'm excited about the Manchester card. I think I like all these England fighters, and they all go on. I think these England cards always have depth to them because all the guys from over there fight on it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm glad that I don't pay for these events anymore, and I go places where they're free because it's very hard to pay for an event and then look and be like, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, I just paid $80 for nothing.
And shout out for the places who do put the events on for free with no cover.
And it also sucks when it's like every event is $80 when you can look at a card and go, well, I don't really want to watch that one, and I do want to watch that. If that's $80 and this one's $40, I'll pay $40 for that.
Right.
But like, if you're gonna say every single card has an $80 value, no, it doesn't. Give it an $80 value then.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Don't jip me on some pay-per-views where some suck dick.
Between then and now, Namajunas and Cortez fought, and Lemos and Jay fought. All those fights sucked. Namajunas dominated Cortez. Cortez is very hot, so I was hoping she would win.
I was more so hoping for a nip slip than anybody to win. Or something. Just something.
Yeah, I mean, was probably very unlikely.
I don't get why they make them wear those sports bras.
Yeah. I would think like a white t-shirt soaking wet.
The ref just throws a bucket of water on them halfway through the first round.
Random parts through the round.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, though. Just like we're making jokes, but like how many more people would watch the fight if
Which
it was
is kind
also
of
a wet t-shirt
sickening
contest?
To see.
Right.
Molly McCann's fighting. I see they're giving her a fucking tomato can because she can't.
They
fight
need her to
anybody,
win, yeah.
and fucking, that's worth a shit. Yeah, Dana said he thought the MVP fight was a draw. Oh, so Dana was convinced to give 2 fight of the night bonuses, but he only gave 1 because he said there wasn't 2 worthy fights. I know from what I heard, they took care of Dan Ige and stuff like that, and Diego Lopez, because as well as Dan Ige taking it on short notice, Diego Lopez could be like, hey, dude, I don't want to do that. So props to both of them for that. I know they both got taken care of. I don't know what that means.
Right.
He got him like hands off.
Yeah, he blew him.
But I did agree that I don't think there was 2 fights on that card that were worth fighting.
I thought the Pereira fight was great.
It was great is kind of crazy, but it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah.
I heard Alex got a $303,000 bonus.
Yeah, he did, which he deserved because
he kicked the shit out of him. Saved the car.
Also, like I said,
did this and he did that.
He's
ready to fight again. And someone made a good point. They were like, what's great about having Izzy and Alex be champions is they're kickboxers, so they're used to fighting 10+ times in a year.
Right.
So at a fight, people are like, dude, this champion fought 4 times last year. It's like, to them, it's like, yeah,
that wasn't very much, right? I like this question. Who is better all time, Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira?
All time in the UFC.
Yeah, in the UFC.
That's a great question. I mean, people forget Izzy's won 8 title fights.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking
titles. I would
fights.
have to say right now it's still Izzy because they're 1-1, but the trajectory Pereira's on, I think it looks right now, if you told me 5 years from now, I would say Pereira probably passes him.
Pereira's defended his belt twice now.
The 205.
He's won 4 total title fights to Izzy's 8, which is half, but he's won 2. He's also beat more former champions in his reign in the UFC.
Right, but he went to a different weight class.
He's done more and less, and he's done multiple weight classes. I think if Alex wins one more title fight, I'll for sure say Alex.
Well,
but what if Izzy beats?
Izzy defended it 5 times, then got beat by Alex, beat Alex, and lost to Strickland on his
So that's 7.
So he won the interim title against Gastelum.
So we'll say 7. Fuck the interim title.
So he defended it 5 times, lost to Alex, beat Alex. So 6 wins in title fights.
Well, defended it 5 times. So he has his win,
and won it back.
His win, the 5 defenses, and then his win again. That's 7, correct?
Yeah, because he got moved up from interim to champion, beating Gastelum.
Oh, and then he got the defense. Yeah. So if we're not counting the interim, it's 6.
Let's say 7. Let's count
okay,
it.
7, and Alex is 4. I'll give Alex the push then.
Like I said, they're both 1-1 against each other. They knocked each other out.
My thing is, though, if that's at 205, which I think is Alex, if Alex is thinking about fighting at heavyweight, how are you fighting at middleweight? You know what I mean? And when we hear that he gets back up to 230 plus, how are you fighting at 185? I think his chin and everything. I'm not saying Izzy absolutely can't beat him at 205.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he really can either.
No.
Yeah, I think his chin was just depleted at 185. We haven't really even seen him fucking struggle at 205 since. And it's not like he's fighting dog shit. Fighting great fighters. He's fighting former champions.
I mean, I give Izzy props. He's fighting a guy who shouldn't be in his weight class, but I give Alex props for coming down to a weight class he shouldn't. Like, I think they're both amazing, and you know, like, I kind of feel like Alex doesn't really give a fuck about Izzy. I think Izzy sometimes gets a little like.
Have you seen the interview of him before he got like when he was asked about it, and he was like, this guy, all he's gonna talk about is that. He's like, he always comments on my shit, and he's always like, all he's known as the guy that beat me that one time. You know what I mean? And it's like that. Literally, all Izzy talks about is how he beat Alex one time, and Alex never mentions Izzy.
Well, and Izzy's like, I won the last one. I settled the score, and it's like you tied the score.
I don't keep score. I settle it. It's like you're 1-3 against them. I wouldn't keep score either if I was 1-3.
Yeah, exactly. That's like somebody who was 2-3 in a card.
He's like, I really won that fight when it was a split decision. It's like, well, if judges, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched the full fight,
and he'll ask you if you did.
And he will. But if judges give Alex the win, it must have been close enough to go either way, right? And then when he knocks you out, I was winning that fight until he knocked me the fuck out. And then the third fight, in the first one in the UFC, I was winning that one until when? Yeah. Until he knocked me out. Okay, so who won the fight then if he knocked you out twice? You know?
I mean, I feel like in fighting, it's like, well, he hit me with a luck. It's like if a basketball team, it's like, well, we were up by 20 in the third quarter. It's like, well, you lost the game. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, bro, you lost. That's sorry. The only way I could say it would kind of suck is if like a freak injury happened and you were beating him. You know what I mean?
Like Curtis Blade saying, I beat Tom Aspinall. I've already beat him. It's like the first kick of the fight, he tore his ACL on your leg. Like that's...
Oh, he beat him the first time.
Technically. I think it was...
think that...
I don't really like Aspinall.
Do you think freak injuries should count as losses?
Depending on the injury. Like when Weidman checked Uriah Hall's kick.
Like a check kick?
Or no, when Uriah Hall checked Weidman's kick, no, because he...
I don't think Tom Aspinall should count as a loss.
I just got in recent memory. So Tom
literally threw a leg kick into his
injury Connor's injury, and then Weidman's injury versus Uriah Hall. Do you think any of those three should count?
Chris Weidman should 100% because he got checked and broke his leg. And it's like if his defense broke your whatever, then yeah. Connor's was weird because it's like hard to tell if something happened before. I would say if you just watched the fight, you'd probably be like, no, that's like, but like Sean O'Malley's even, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say Cheeto beat him, but it's like, I mean, he did hit you somewhere that kind of equalized you for the fight.
He landed a leg kick and then your leg didn't work.
Right. So
it is
like,
what it is.
But like my thing is like with Weidman, what I'm trying to say is like, let's say Kevin Holland punched Stephen Thompson right in the face and broke his hand and was like, I can't continue. I don't think that should be a loss because it's like, bro, I broke my fist on his face. Like it wasn't like.
I get what you're saying. He made a defensive move and you broke your shit.
Yeah, he like.
Whereas Aspinall literally landed a leg kick. It was 15 seconds. It was the first thing in the fight.
I remember that, but I don't know.
And his knee just hyperextended and tore. Like, it's not. Curtis Blades wasn't like I perfectly defended that to tear his AC. No.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like like I said, a perfect example. Like when someone but it just sucks because like someone could say because what happens if someone's like I broke my hand, I can't fight, and they give them a no contest, and like well your hand wasn't broken. It's like now we go back and rescore that a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to kind of determine. Like, it's more.
A good example would be Anthony Pettis versus Tony Ferguson, where they were going neck and neck in the first round, and then I think they did the same in the second. I can't remember exactly how it played out, but it was neck and neck in the second. Then Pettis was like, they called it off. He's like, my hand's broken. It was like, oh, that could be 1-1 going into the third. And he's just like, my hand's broken.
Yeah, but I just think it's tough because it's like how some asshole is going to be like, well, is it really like Sean O'Malley to an extent would be like, bro, he didn't meet like. They're going to overturn that loss just because it's Sean O'Malley, if that becomes an argument. So it's like, dude, you couldn't continue, so you technically lost. So I feel like I get it that way, Like I feel like, but it is, like I said, a gray area where like a Weidman or Anderson Silva situation, it's like, well, bro, he checked your kick and you broke your leg on his shin. That's different than like Connor. It's like he looked like he stepped back and his leg broke.
Yeah, and then when he posts the X-rays of like coming into this fight, my shit was already a little fucked, and like. You could say like it was an elbow thing. It was like you didn't. He just landed on an elbow.
Hard to say, yeah. Like that's why I said like it just depends on the injury.
Dustin was trying to say he's like I was checking him, and Connor was like there's no check. I don't think it was a check that broke. I think it was just unfortunate.
And like if he's put out something prior that there was like a small fracture or something, it's like well,
Yeah, because a small fracture if he's landing the leg kicks, that's breaking it as you're going type of thing.
But there's also
entering the fight with a broken leg.
But there's also this. Connor was going to get his ass kicked regardless, and that first round was damn near a 10-8 for Dustin. Like,
you think? I thought it was I did not 10-8.
He was kicking the shit. I mean, when one guy's on the ground for 3.5 minutes and the other guy's punching him in the face, that's kind of not really a close round.
I don't think he was on the ground that long.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think people start.
I thought it was a close round.
I want you guys to go back and watch them standing up and tell me who was winning that.
Okay, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't win the round at 10-8.
Dustin rocked him. He clinched. Connor was pussying out, tried to pull a guillotine, and then he's on the ground and Dustin's punching him in the fucking face, and Connor's pulling the inside of his glove. He lets him stand up, breaks his leg.
I'll rewatch it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I wouldn't give it a 10-8. I'm saying that round was not close, and if that round depicts, or their last fight that was a few months before that, depicts anything that's going to happen, Connor was going to get his ass kicked anyway.
I think the one thing that I didn't think coming into the second fight was Dustin had more dog in him than Connor, and I think Dustin has more dog in him.
Oh, definitely.
Connor. Yeah, like, I think he does.
How can you? But that's the thing. Connor probably did at his peak of dog versus Dustin's peak of dog. But like once you've made $300 million and you have this and you have that business and you have a record label and you haven't fought and then you've done all this, it's like how much dog do you have left in you? Like I'm gonna go in there and try to do. It's like what else do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, like you could tell. Like I feel like if Connor fought Islam, it wouldn't. Like you'd look at it and you'd be like, yeah, like Dustin was fighting for his life. Like, but I'm like, he doesn't do that in all his fights. But like in a Connor type of fight, I feel like he has too much pride to lose to that.
And the thing is, like, you would say, because it's like you would say, well, that's like saying Floyd. It's like, no, Floyd is fighting for a perfect record and to keep his legacy and all that. Connor's not even fighting for that anymore. I
don't think he cares about that. I think he just thinks like,
what's Connor gonna?
I made this business, and it's like cool. I mean, that's like, it just depends on what you want.
What's Connor gonna do in the rest of his career? Fight 10 more fights, 8 of them be title fights, and win all of them, and be the greatest fighter ever? No.
In Billy's wet dreams.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Best case scenario, he becomes champ again, which, what's he going to do? At 170, is he going to beat... If you could turn that up. At 170, is he going to beat Leon or Shavkat or one of these guys? No. At 150, 55, is he going to beat Islam Makhachev? Fuck no. Then what, 185? Is he going to be champ at 185?
I could see him
at
being
5'8"?
champ at 185 or
At 5'8".
or 170, depending on who's the champion. Like if let's say
I don't think he beats DDP, Israel, Strickland.
I could see that.
Khamzat.
It's 155. It's not happening.
He has a better chance. I get what you're saying.
170.
155, Islam Makhachev might actually kill him.
Yeah, I'm just saying 170. I think he could, but I don't think he would. But I think he has a better chance of beating Leon or
Yes,
Shavkat.
Leon right now is his best bet. Shavkat, no. Shavkat kicks his fucking ass.
I don't know. I don't think that guy's that good either.
Why?
He just doesn't.
either.
He's not. He's
He
not
won't
that
even fight
impressive.
Gary.
Hmm?
He won't even fight Gary.
He's
Gary
not that
called him out.
impressive.
He
He
doesn't
fought
wanna fight him.
somebody, and it was like,
Jeff Neal.
Jeff Neal.
dude, watch this. This guy's gonna kill this guy, and then like in the third round, he choked him out. I was like, I feel like he.
Well,
did
one
not-
guy weighed in 10 pounds heavier, and the other guy beat him 2 rounds and then choked him out in the
I think
third.
it was 7 pounds heavier.
178.
So 8 pounds. So not 10 pounds.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it basically was the same weight.
No. I'm just
I
saying.
just want accurate reporting.
Oh, no, my bad.
I'm just saying. I don't think he's that.
Yeah, he sucks. Now that I think about it, the 8 to 10 pound
Never
thing.
said that. I don't think.
You think it's a pretty big deal when a guy weighs in 8 pounds heavier?
No,
I think it's a massive deal.
I don't think so.
Okay. And then I also think he kicked the shit out of him. He didn't kick the shit out of him, but he won 2 rounds, and then he choked him out in the third, and he's never seen he's finished every single fight.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I'm not saying
then
he's
he
not.
also, I think you're also, I
at 175.
Okay.
So 4 pounds heavier.
think it was 178, and then he came back at 175.
175.
75 is what he officially weighed in at, is what we're being told.
Okay, so he missed weight by 4 pounds. Do you think
Right.
that's a big deal?
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
You go fight a guy and cut 30 pounds, and he gets to miss 4 more.
See, if me, I would be like,
You would cut 4 pounds and eat a bag of goldfish and go, I can't do this.
No,
Just call it.
I would fight at 170 and just stay 170 all the time. I wouldn't do the whole like I'm gonna plump up and be a fat piece of shit, and then 12 weeks in, like if that was my career, I just don't have to do that, so I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
He's upset. If you like Shavkat that much, I'll tell you he'll be champion. I just don't think he's that good. What does he fight at 170?
Yeah.
And then the other fight, we were watching Steven Thompson. You're like, this guy sucks. He's whatever. And it's like, he hasn't, whoa. And he's like, my foot's broken right now. As I go in, I broke my foot 2 days ago.
Yeah,
And I just choked that guy out.
I just don't get like I'm not saying don't. Like I said, I just don't think he's. I mean, the 170 division is just depending on what happens with who, but I don't think it's like a thing where I'd be like, wow, he beat a
This
great
is a
amount
great-
of people.
Segue into a conversation I wanted to have,
No.
which was, if you have any, because me and Eric were talking yesterday, something about Leon. I said Leon. I was like, I fucking told you about Leon. He's like, you say you tell me about everybody.
Yeah,
And I said, well, I did tell you. I told you. He was like, I told you multiple guys are going to be champs. And you said, who was it? I said Islam,
Leon, Charles.
and the guys that are champs are Aspinall. But what you said, Cyril Gahn, but you
know.
both said of them. You said both of those guys
They're
are not champs.
yet. And we all said Sean O'Malley.
But I meant it.
So did I.
But you picked Aljo to beat Sean O'Malley, and you genuinely thought he was going to win.
But that doesn't mean he can't be the champion.
Okay.
I just thought Aljo, like I said, I was,
I'm just saying. But anyway, I wanted to say I have a few more guys that I think will be undisputed champion at
if you
some
say
point.
Belal
in their
Muhammad,
career.
I'm going to kick you in the head.
I will. I actually was going to say about Belal Muhammad, this is his one and only title fight because he's such a boring fighter that he would have to win 5 in a row. He's going to lose to Leon, and then he has to win like 5 in a row to get another shot, which he won't do in this division that's stacked with JDM, Shavkat, Usman, Leon if he loses his belt, right? And all, he's not. This is it for
They
him.
said apparently to Leon that because he wanted to do 300, and they were like, Belal's not a big enough name. We are so
He said,
sorry.
"What about?" He said they offered me Shavkat, Khamzat, and Islam, and I said yes to all 3, and they said none of them can do it. They all 3 said no to you, and he said, "What about Belal?" And they said, "We're not making that 300 main event."
Yeah,
It's
which
fucking crazy.
that should tell you everything for Belal Muhammad. That did you hear Belal Billy when he said about Leon's brother after the fight? They were asking like, you think after the fight, if you win, you'll shake his hand and blah blah blah. He's like, I picture myself winning this fight and then throwing my mouthpiece out his corner like Khabib did and jumping over the fence and jumping his brother. And I'm like, dude, you don't. I like the confidence, I guess, to an extent.
He's gonna hop the fence and decision his brother.
Yeah, right. Like what? Like
How are you gonna? They're gonna be stopped before you can 49-48 him.
Did you see the Bilal's tweet? He's
About
like, I had a
GSP?
dream. No, a dream about he beat Leon. He goes 5 rounds, scorecards 50-44, and guy goes, can't even finish him in your dreams.
Yeah.
bro, like yeah. I've told you guys forever. I fucking hate that guy.
I hate when a guy like that talks like he's like, I'm gonna finish him and kick his ass, and then you've never kicked anyone's ass.
We watched the first fight before the eye poke.
He was fucking you up.
Bad.
But here's the thing: he's not gonna go. Fuck. I get it. He's not gonna say. What do you want him to say? Like, well, he fucked me up for that round. I think it'll probably be 5 rounds like that. No, but don't sit here and tell me like Sean Strickland, we're gonna fucking bleed for you guys. I'm gonna die in that octagon, and then you go fight like an absolute pussy.
Yeah.
Brings me back to Kevin Lee's quote to Michael Johnson.
Yeah, always. And like a guy like Kevin Holland, it's like, bro, that guy's ready to go, and he will put on he's gonna match your energy in terms of even MVP. I was like, dude, you got to do something different. And he was like, I'm just gonna stand here and I hopefully knock him out at some point. Like he didn't give a fuck to just keep getting hit, but he was still gonna strike.
Kicked the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, he did.
But anyway, any future undisputed champion predictions from you?
Not that I can think of right in the second.
Mine were okay, and I guess they can be former champs as well, but I didn't do any of those. Umar Nurmagomedov at 135, Arman Sarukian at 155,
No shot.
Shavkat Rakhmonov at 170.
Better shot, but probably not.
Okay, Hamzat Chimaev at either 170 to 205. Any of those?
Yep. I like that one the best so far.
Okay.
And Umar.
Magomed Ankalev at 205.
That division sucks.
And Tom Aspinall to be undisputed champion eventually at heavyweight.
Division also sucks. But okay, I like the confidence. I don't have any because
come back to this when all fucking 6 of those guys are champs.
Yeah, and if they're not, then what?
Then don't come back to this.
Yeah. Is there anything else before we pick the card on Saturday?
You have trivia?
Yeah.
All right. Trivia time.
All right. Since it's welterweight.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Did you delete? Do we have the overall records?
Yeah.
Are they in the
I have
press
them in separate
conference?
notes that you
Okay,
guys are a
perfect.
part of.
Thank you.
Oh, weird.
Perfect. No,
Nerd.
keep it that way because he'll fucking fuck
He'll
it
do
up.
something.
He'll draw a wiener next to it or something.
I literally haven't messed anything up, and I
Okay.
feel like, all right.
Go on to the trivia.
We know you wouldn't mess it up
Enough.
because you don't do anything. Loser.
I knew it was gonna keep going.
Yeah.
It's like it'll be over with, and it's like he's got to keep going.
Yeah.
He's got to keep crying.
Crying, this guy, dude.
Go ahead, Bill.
I mean, I'm just.
I know there's something else you want to say.
Oh, there it is. There's a lot.
Top 5 most welterweight title defenses. I'll give you number 5. It's Pat Miletich with 4.
Okay.
Welterweight would be 170.
George St. Pierre.
Number 1 with 9.
Usman.
Number 2 with 5. Tied for second with 5.
Leon Edwards.
Nope.
Damn.
You said 4 for the last guy.
Huh?
Did you say the last guy had 4?
Last guy's 4. He's tied.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Tied
Yeah.
with somebody.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
2 tied with 5. 2 tied with 4.
At 170. Oh, dude, we're missing people here.
I don't. No, I don't think he fought that much at 170.
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley is 4. Tied for 4.
So we have Woodley, Usman, GSP, and Miletich.
Yeah. There's one more older fighter.
Damn. BJ Penn. 155.
Somebody pretty famous, yeah.
Got hit by a train.
Well, I don't know that.
Doesn't help me.
I think I know who the fighter is, but I don't know the train thing. I probably should know the train thing.
Hit by a train?
Dude, I know the name.
Yeah, he hasn't been right since.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's pretty difficult to recover from. Who is it?
How does that happen?
Are you making sure that he was hit by a
I was
train?
making sure it was him.
Who was it?
Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes.
Oh.
I was going to say Matt Hamill. I was literally going to say Matt Hamill, and I'm like, it's not Matt
defenses as well.
Hamill.
So one is GSP with 9. Usman and Hughes have
Matt
5.
Hughes.
Woodley and Miletich at 4. Now, Usman's defenses were Jorge twice, Colby twice, Burns once.
Yeah, he got... People were starting to say, this is what I don't like about in-the-moment fandom. Like,
Go fuck yourself.
what?
You.
Okay. Why?
Because you have 2 guys that are the best quarterbacks of all time. Because you're watching in the moment. They've won 1 playoff game.
Who?
C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love.
I said
Continue.
they're better than a guy who has 0 playoff wins. And I didn't say they're better. I said Justin Herbert is better than both of them. I said these guys could be the net, and you're like, you're shitting on them too much. I'm like, Herbert hasn't done anything in 5. This is a different topic. This is a different conversation to have.
You hate in the moment.
What have I said that's wrong? 2 rookies have won playoff games, had very impressive seasons. I put him in my top 10, and I put him behind Herbert if you check my fucking list.
Yeah, well,
and you think Herbert's like the third. Yeah, well, shut the fuck
And
up.
then Woodley's were Thompson twice, Damian Maya, and Darren Till.
Also,
Remember,
Jeez.
Usman and him were the greatest welterweights of all time when they were.
That's what I was going to say. In the moment, people were like, is Usman the best welterweight of all time? It's like,
GSP defended against 9 different people.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm the same with Danny, though.
Easily the best guy Usman fought for his title run, because Woodley was past his prime, Jorge sucks, and relative to championship fighting, so does Colby. Gilbert Burns was the best guy of all those guys, but Leon is hands down the best guy, and he lost to him twice, so not really impressed there.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, where I don't like the whole, like, oh, is this guy the best ever? And I'm like,
even Mahomes is greater than Tom Brady. It's like, okay, listen, Mahomes is probably maybe
we
even
did that now with Tom Aspinall.
But is Aspinall better than John Jones? Okay, I get he's great right now and he's done great. Chill out though. Chill
at
the fuck
prime,
out.
No, and at John's age now, no.
No.
Right now, I think it would be a great fight. But when people are talking about that, just because John's fighting in a different weight class now, this is the first guy he would fight that he's smaller than.
I think it'd be boring.
No, Aspinall's not boring.
He wouldn't have a choice, I don't think. I don't think John
Jones would fucking take him, but
I think the whole fight would be clinch. And like, I'm not saying I love it, but John Jones just kind of reminds me of Floyd Mayweather, where I feel like he's just going to win the fight.
He's going to win the fight, yeah. There's a little bit, yeah, John Jones has that to him where he's like,
the distance.
Yeah. He's going to win the fight. He's going to do what it takes to win the fight.
There.
I don't think there'd be more than one exchange, if even one, unless John Jones clipped him where he's standing there just firing with him. There's no way. Why would he I don't think.
You want to talk about boring? I think this main event on Saturday is going to be boring because of that very reason. You have 2 guys that are going in. You have a guy challenging for the belt that wants to win by points, and you guys that's going to win by points.
I mean, how does Belal, what's he going to try to take him down, or?
Yeah, but
what's he going to try to do?
Because of that first fight, I could see Leon getting the finish.
That's what I'm saying.
I could see it. I don't think he's as eager for it as he was coming up for his title reign. If you watch, he was looking for a lot bigger shots coming to his title reign rather than him having his title reign.
Well, he doesn't have anything on him in terms of height, length, age.
Belal doesn't?
No.
No.
He doesn't have anything on him. He's not a better fighter, and also he isn't. The takedown average and shit is pretty close. Like, Leon.
If Leon wasn't taken down by Usman and Colby, I don't think he's getting taken down.
That's exactly
so I'm
the
saying,
point I
I
was
just
going
feel
to
like
make.
Belal has to try to. Did
you see what Tom Aspinall, by the way, said about if he were to fight Alex Pereira? He said, "Would you attempt to take him down?" He said, "I would immediately try to take him down."
Have you seen that little kick he does when somebody's kicking him? He like knee stomps their back leg because it's straight.
He's so
it's
good.
actually a smart move, but it's like
I think
when John Jones does that, it's dirty. Well, but when Aspinall does, it's a great tactic.
You live in a racist country.
That's my thing with Aspinall. I think because he's a true heavyweight. I think he's faster than John at heavyweight. I think he's younger. He's quicker right now. No, I think
aloof.
Yes, and I think Aspinall like fits into that. And people were like, the way he moves, people think he's small. He's fucking massive.
I just think John Jones is the greatest.
He just knows how to win.
Film watcher
Oh, yeah.
And his team. Like that whole kick I said, it's like Jones already knows that's happening.
Like Aspinall's probably preparing for Blades, and then he'll be like, "What's my next fight going to be?" Jones is probably preparing for Stipe and immediately preparing for Aspinall after because he knows it could happen.
And the thing is, of course, Blades might beat Aspinall, and this could just all be over.
I kind of hope so because I don't know what it is about some of these guys. When people are just so into somebody, it just pisses me off.
But by the way, Belal Muhammad's run here. Right, because he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fight unbeaten streak. One of those is a no contest to Leon. Which, I mean, Leon. He was on Joe Rogan. He was like, I hate that it ruins my undefeated streak, and whatever, or my win streak because he's like, I won that. He's like, if you watch that fight and think I'm not gonna win that fight, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
but it's hard in fighting because you can't say that. Yeah, but it's the truth.
He beat nobody before the no contest to Leon, and after that he beat Damian Maia.
Horrible.
Wonder Boy. Way
Sucks.
Too old. Vicente Luque. Never a title contender, though. Right. Sean Brady.
Sucks.
And then Gilbert Burns tore his shoulder in the first round.
That fight was weird because I was like, what the fuck is going on here with Gilbert? Then they said that, and I'm like, see, that's where I feel like if Gilbert said, hey, this is happening, I don't know how you do it really fast, but if they're like, hey, we could see there's something really wrong with his shoulder, they're like, hey, this fight's over and nobody wins. But he also pulled through because the guy has a fucking torn shoulder and you can't finish him. You absolutely suck. Like, you suck. I cannot stand this guy, and I hope he gets his fucking ass kicked, embarrassingly bad. I hope, Leon hits him with a straight, and his mouthpiece falls out before it can be stopped, and he throws a quick head kick
Leon
and knocks his teeth out.
Beating Colby, it's like, you're not coming near the title ever again.
Yeah.
In 8 UFC fights, Aspinall's only seen the second round once, and it was 1 minute into the second round that he finished the man. And in 17 total fights, he's only seen the second round 3 times.
And he lost, 3 losses?
3 losses. He lost his 4th fight by heel hook. He lost his 6th fight by DQ, illegal downward elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's just the knee tear.
So 1 loss.
Yeah, 1 loss, truly.
Yeah, I mean...
Very early into his career.
Yeah, he's kind of older too, right?
That was 9 years ago, his first
Jesus
and only
Christ.
real loss. And he's 31. He's not that old.
Oh, no, he's not.
He was 22 when he had his first loss, and he's unbeaten.
What I don't like
since.
is this. He was young because Jones was young, didn't lose.
That's
Yeah, Jones was better then.
Same thing with like Max's earlier losses. Well, how young was he? It's like then don't fight then, because guys win when they're young too.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying
And the same thing when they're how old was he? It's like okay, then retire.
I kind of like the...
I'm just saying he's probably better now.
Oh yeah, he's better for
Well,
sure.
I kind of agree and disagree with what you're saying with the record, because if you said like somebody, let's say Leon Edwards was 22-3, let's say he was 22-8, or whatever it is, and you're like, hey, well, he has 8 losses, and you're like, yeah, but he started off 1-7, and now he's a way different fighter.
And he was 22 years old when he was 1-7.
You can't say your record's not your record, but at the same time, I do take like into consideration literally Tom Aspinall, where it's like 3 fights, like he hasn't lost one, and the other one was the freak injury kind of is hard to count as a loss.
And then you have it's like, he got a heel hook submission in his 3rd overall fight when he was 22 years old, which was also 9 years ago.
Like he would probably kill that fighter he was then, but obviously his record is still his record, But
I think that fight's gonna be exciting. I think it'll be 1 round. I think Aspinall's gonna put him to sleep.
I think Aspinall knocks him the fuck out, because I don't think...
I love Tom Aspinall fighting. I know the John Jones thing has made some people kind of weary about him, but I think he's funny. I think he's got, honestly, I think a lot of the shit he said about Jones has been pretty accurate, aside from the part where Jones is dodging him, because I don't think John Jones would dodge any man that ever walked the face of the earth. Or
woman.
But a lot of things, too, is Jones says, oh, your resume and shit, and Aspinall's like, what can I do about my resume? I'm defending my interim belt. I'm trying to build my resume, and I want to fight you.
So does the winner of this become undisputed champ?
No. The first time, I think, ever that someone defended an interim.
So how does that work?
Jones is a champ. Aspinall's interim.
Okay.
And he's defending his interim belt.
When Jones comes back,
he'll still be the champ.
He'll beat Stipe.
What if he doesn't?
What if he doesn't beat Stipe?
Yeah.
Then Stipe's the champ.
And then there's just an interim guy.
And Tom Aspinall's still the
chances
interim champ.
are
that's stupid.
That Stipe retires as champ and Aspinall gets upgraded to champ, or Jones wins and then Jones
that's what
he gets upgraded to champ.
That was the idea. They thought because this was going to be Jones' retirement fight against Stipe before he got hurt. Now who knows? Now he's
how is he going to come back and now he's not retiring? So
Yeah,
now have more in the tank.
That's actually more reason to retire.
Right, I would think.
You've had a big injury and stuff like that put you out for a whole year. But, the idea I think was once he retires, you'll just be upgraded to full and undisputed champ
without even having to fight anybody.
Yeah, just defend your interim belt.
I mean, he has to fight to be they can't say Stipe retired. You're the champion now.
I hate to say this about Stipe. I think Blades and Aspinall would both beat Stipe at this point in their careers.
Stipe Miocic would beat me up. So I'm not really
43.
concerned about,
So it kind of sucks for Aspinall. I get Aspinall. He's like, dude, I get what you're saying with the legacy thing, but if you think Stipe Miocic is a harder fight than me, or he's more deserving of this fight than I am, at our current point in our careers, you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
He's absolutely right about that.
Yeah, and I just, like I said...
I guess sounds like, dude, I'm defending my interim belt. You're fucking kidding me.
Yeah, but if you just to casuals and when you go however many years down the line, who did John Jones fight to retire? Oh, he beat Stipe, and you're like, oh, Stipe was the greatest heavyweight.
He beat Stipe at heavyweight after his light heavyweight reign. Holy shit! And then
I think space timing me right now.
Yeah, I already know. And then it's like,
Mom.
And it's like, well, and then I get what you're saying, where it's he retired after he beat Tom Aspinall. It's but I think if he were to beat Tom Aspinall, let's say they fought in November and he beat Tom Aspinall.
Who?
John Jones. And then he retired. I think that will be bigger for his legacy when it's all said and done, because I think Aspinall will eventually be seen as one of the best heavyweights ever.
Call Aspinall and then go, you know what? Let's do a big one. Let's have Alex come up here and see. And he beats those 3 in a row. It's like Khan, Stipe.
Remember when I told you about
he could retire right now, and he's the greatest fighter of all time.
And Alex, it's like, dude, what the fuck have we?
But also, he could retire
no one will
right now.
ever. There's nothing anyone could ever do.
No,
I don't care what happens.
Every single person that's been a champion,
and you'd have to win 20 title fights.
Yeah, That's fucking insane.
There's nothing no one could ever do if he does that. But remember when I told you about Cyril Gane when I first started watching him, and I was like, nobody at heavyweight has ever been able to move like this guy. I feel like the same exact way about Aspinall, except he can actually grapple too.
Yeah.
I think he's the best on paper if you just watch him, skill-wise and all that. I think he's the best heavyweight we've ever seen in the UFC. We'll see how that plays out. I think he beats Blades.
Yeah, the evolution is
crazy.
Because, like, it's hard to say. Like
heavyweights used to be big dudes with, like, brown belts.
Roy Nelson.
Well, it's like I've seen highlights of Roy Nelson.
Travis
Brown.
Brown.
This guy was.
Yeah, Derek Lewis would knock out Travis Brown. Where Ronda Rousey fine ass at?
What did he say to DC? I interviewed Ronda. She mentioned me.
Did she ask about me? Just off the record. This is on the record.
We're
right now.
Camera live right now.
Well, I'm married anyway, so.
You want to get into this card?
One more.
Go ahead.
So this is male fighters most fight of the night awards. Top 5.
What does the number 1 guy have, and what does number 5 have?
The top 2 are tied with 10. The last 3 are tied with 8.
Fight of the night awards.
Just fight of the night.
Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje has 8.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Charles Oliveira.
No.
Damn. Okay, fight of the night. That makes me think.
Cowboy Cerrone.
No.
I was gonna say just because he's been there a lot.
Conor
Charles?
McGregor.
No, not Conor, not Charles.
Alex Pereira.
No.
Damn.
There's no way, bro.
Fight of the night awards.
Do you have any guys that put in some work?
Max Holloway. God damn, bro.
Got some years.
Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier's first with 10.
Great guess.
First with 10.
Yeah. The guy tied with him is a little surprising because he's gatekeeper at 155.
Tony.
No. But he's a little bit worse than Tony. And he dropped
He's
down to
a
145.
gatekeeper at 155 and dropped down to 145. Anthony Pettis.
No.
Is he in there?
Anthony Pettis was a fucking champion.
I'm not thinking of him as the gatekeeper, but when you said 45 and 55, he popped in my head. He was a gatekeeper at 155, and then he dropped down to 145.
That's striking. Electric knockouts.
Edson Barbosa.
That's in Barbosa. Tied with first with 10.
Guess.
Thank you. So we have how many more?
2 more. Tied with 8. One's an older school guy, but still fought late into his...
Chocolate L.
No.
ESP.
Nope.
Anderson Silva.
John Jones.
No.
Man, these are surprising, huh?
Fight of
Anderson Silva's not on there?
Not for fight of the night.
Yeah, I'm thinking like these
Think of a
guys
guy
all get
that
knocked
would
on
be
it.
fucking fight of the night. You're like, I want to watch this guy.
I know it's gonna
We
piss us
fucking
off.
named everybody that I think. of.
Give us weight classes for both of these guys. Sorry.
This guy, one of them is more 145, 155. This guy's 155 ended at 170.
Oh, that didn't help me at all. I'm gonna be
Nope.
honest. Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz has 8.
Bang.
This guy,
He's
short,
fight of the night.
scrappy motherfucker.
He's 145 and 155.
Yeah.
It's gonna piss me off, but
I'm just gonna throw out a couple names. Chad Mendez,
No, but probably the same height.
Michael Chandler.
no.
No.
He's been in the UFC 3 times.
I mean, he probably has 3 fight of the night bonuses.
Yeah. Short, scrappy motherfucker. Who's a short, scrappy motherfucker? We're not going away from this. I'm guessing this fucking name.
No, I'm just trying to.
Is he still fighting?
No, he just retired recently.
Oh, god damn, Eric. Was he ever a champ?
I think he did win with the belt. I think he did.
I want to say a name, but I don't think it's it.
Just say it.
Uriah Faber.
No.
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's a good one, though.
Fuck.
This is going to drive me insane, Eric. Well, it's not Volkanovski.
He was UFC featherweight champion twice and the interim champion once. Moved down to bantamweight in 2020.
Jose Aldo? No. He moved on to bantamweight in 2020.
If he was featherweight champion twice.
I mean, who is this? How are we doing this?
I don't know, man, but
He was featherweight champion twice, and he moved down to bantamweight. I'm not getting away from this.
no, neither am I. It's gonna piss me off.
He was champ before Aldo, then.
Yeah, he lost to Aldo.
He lost to Aldo.
He fought Benson Henderson for the 155 belt, lost to him. Lost to Aldo. Stayed right around those weight classes, then his career dropped down to 135. Striker.
Rafael Sunko.
I've got nothing.
No. I'm fucking got it too, dude.
Lost the
Give me the first letter of his name. I'm sorry.
New Jersey boy.
No, give me the first letter of his name.
F.
Oh, I know who it is. Right when he said that.
I don't know why it's gonna drive me crazy.
F.E. There was the initial.
Frankie Edgar. God damn it.
And then some asshole's going to comment that he's the first guy you should always say because, you know.
Frankie Edgar, Danny, you fucking bitch.
Yep, you're a retard. You're a complete idiot. Can't believe you didn't get it. Edson Barbosa was the best pull, I think, by me that I had.
Oh, that was great.
Um,
We should have done way better on that, I'll be honest. But
yeah, but, you know, it's hard because...
Edson Barbosa was nice.
Well, because you have all those different awards, like performance,
That's what I'm
knockout,
saying,
submission,
because
fight. I was
Charles
like,
Oliveira has the most finishes. I know Justin, the highlight Gaethje, I think, has the most performance bonuses.
Yeah, he does.
But fight of the night alone, that's a different
Yeah,
conversation.
performance bonuses could be knockout or, you know...
Exactly.
And that's definitely what it is for him.
Yeah. All right, UFC 304. Billy, what's the records for the year? I am probably in last place now, and I just, like... It's hard. Like, where do
Don, you could win some real money if you listen to me on this fucking UFC main card.
Eric and I are tied at 17 and 13.
Ugh.
Danny is 20 and 10.
That's fucking
All
electrifying.
right, we're 3 games back. That's actually not
67%.
bad. First fight, Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. This will be at featherweight. I do think these odds are a little bit long. I feel like it should be closer, but maybe I'm wrong.
Here's what I'm going to say. I think Aspinall will get like knockout of the night or something. I think this is going to be fight of the night.
You think so?
Yeah, have you ever seen Giga Chikadze fight?
No, I have. That's
He
why
is
I said.
absolutely electrifying. And have you ever seen Arnold Allen fight?
Yeah.
This is a striking fight from the gods right here.
I'm just a little surprised that it's this big of a discrepancy.
Why are you surprised? I think Allen's...
I think he's better, but I don't know. I would say like 180. And
I was surprised to see Arnold Allen is shorter than Giga Chikadze.
I would say like 180 as a favorite, not 260. That's pretty fun.
260 is pretty heavy there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of wanting to go Giga, but I'm going to go Arnold Allen.
So do I.
I like Giga Chikadze. He's a good fighter. His fucking liver kicks, his kicks in general. He's an exciting fighter.
You know, main card, I feel like they're going to open up and England's going to win. I'll go Arnold Allen.
Yeah, I like Arnold Allen as well. Bill?
Arnold Allen.
The second fight is Gregory Rodriguez, the Brazilian, of course. Everyone knows him. And Christian Leroy Duncan, obviously from England, because I think, there's an English person on every single fight of the main card.
Is Muhammad Mokaev like not English enough for them? I don't get what's happening here. Why is that card not on the main card?
I'm going to take Duncan.
I'm also going to go Duncan here. I hate picking fights like this because I just got to be honest. I'm not well versed enough on either of these fighters.
Right.
I think I've seen how many fights does Christian Duncan have in the UFC?
I
think I've seen one fight from him. I don't think I've seen multiple fights from him. But I'm gonna go Christian Duncan anyway.
Bill?
I'm with Christian Duncan as well.
All right.
He has 2, 3, 4 UFC fights. He's 3-1.
Okay.
This one here is kind of
King Green.
interesting. Bobby Green, now new name King Green, changed his name to King. Against Paddy Pimblett, who I feel like does not fight enough for my liking, if I had to say a complaint.
He lost all his momentum.
I think he's very methodical with his... A lot of these guys are, and I don't blame him. It's a lot like Jake Paul. People get mad at Jake Paul because they're like, dude, he's on steroids. The other guy isn't. The other guy's always smaller than him. The other guy's always older than him. The other guy's not as good as a boxer of him. It's like, well, if I could pay you $10 million to beat guys like that, would you do it?
Right.
So I think Paddy Pimblett is trying to get the easiest path to the title. And I think if you could fight any ranked fighter at this weight class, 155, to get your into the rankings, I'm going to be honest, it'd probably be King Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree.
That's probably your easiest path, correct? For Paddy Pimblett, he should probably want to fight like grapplers he's much stronger than in the grappling, who's striking he's not too scared of.
Right. It's hard for me to pick an English person over an American.
I'll tell you what.
You know what we did to him.
Bill, have you looked at the odds of this fight?
Yes.
What do you think the odds are of this fight? Paddy Pimblett versus King Green.
Never really seen him.
Yeah?
I've never seen him, but I would have
thought Paddy Pimblett
was the favorite.
I would have thought Paddy Pimblett is minus 180. He is plus 100, and Bobby Green is minus 120.
Well, I think, too, you have to look at the most recent opponent. Like, Bobby Green kicked the shit out of Tony, and Paddy almost gassed.
That's
and
true.
It was like, ooh. is Tony gonna pull this one off? Type of shit like that. Also, Tony had David fucking Goggins in his corner, and it's like maybe if he actually had a coach in there, he might have pulled it off.
Yeah,
these odds are good. I'm gonna take. I guess I technically an underdog on this. I'm gonna go Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, Bill, who you got here?
I'm gonna have to go Bobby Green.
I want to remind you too where this fight is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
Co-main event: Tom Aspinall defending an interim belt, which I don't know how that works. Really, still, it's confusing to me. Against Curtis Blades. Obviously, they fought before, and Tom Aspinall broke his leg or tore his knee, whatever he did.
Bit heavy of odds here, but I would have said, if you would have said, who do you think is the biggest favorite on this main card, I would have said Tom Aspinall.
I would have said Leon.
Really?
Belal sucks.
Belal does suck.
He absolutely sucks.
It would have been one of those two for me, and they are. They both are. Well, they're tied with Arnold. Allen is minus 260 as well, Leon. I'm going to go Aspinall.
Aspinall's minus 380.
That's a lot.
I was going to say, that's not tied. I didn't know. Oh,
no,
just
Leon and Arnold Allen.
I was like, Tom Aspinall is a
Tom Aspinall is drastically the biggest favorite.
I
think he should be.
I'm going to go Tom Aspinall as well.
I think he should be minus 250 to 300.
300.
380 is kind of heavy, but I'll go Aspinall.
I don't like picking all favorites, but it's hard to pick against Aspinall because Blades always loses big fights.
Yeah.
He always gets right there, huh?
And then, obviously, the main event, Leon and Belal.
We already know who all three of us are picking.
I think we're all three on Leon. So I think the only discrepancy on the whole card is Billy is going with King Green and me and
Bobby
Danny.
Green.
I think if 100 people listen to this and they're all going to pick the main event, over 90 are going to pick Leon.
Unless you interview some people with that country as their flag.
Unless you literally interview one of his siblings, I think 99 or 100 people
and I
are
think
gonna
if
pick.
you gave one of them truth serum, they'd be like, dude, this guy's going to get his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be fucking... That's what's crazy to me with some people.
Ooh, that flag is Palestine.
Oh. Well, might not be many people to ask.
Here
soon.
They might be out of people to ask.
Yeah, they might. Or they might be real busy doing something else.
Tone had a buddy, I think it's his older brother Mike's buddy, that was born in Palestine, then moved to America when he was like 3. He started dating a girl in Palestine online for the last like 5 years.
Don't like that.
Went to Palestine
And it was
to see her, and he was driving through like they have checkpoints there.
Right.
To check, and they shot him 4 times.
Killed him?
No. But then they
Oh my
Israel.
God.
He was driving through Israel, sorry. He was driving through Israel, and the Israel forces shot him 4 times.
Oh, well, I mean, he's on enemy territory.
And then they saw his passport was, he's not on enemy territory when he's fucking American. He's a full American citizen who lived in America for the last 40 years.
But what does he look like?
Oh, he looks brown.
Well, I'm not saying it in a bad... I'm not coming off as a bad guy here.
They got his passport out and were like, we're about to go to a war with America. We need to fucking do something about this.
Let's just say, because I'm not going to do this, there was a war going on between American people and orange people, bright orange, because I'm not going to say black or something, because, and you're going to drive
Vietnam?
You're going to drive through Orange Land?
No, I'm not going to go through Orange Land.
If they're the color, it's just people that are the color of an orange starburst, and we're at war with them. You're saying, hey, you know what? I got a shortcut. We have to go through. You saw these guys with the guns? Yeah, we're in war with them, but I'm going to drive through.
I probably would have not visit there.
Right.
I thought it was a bad call, too, to be born in Palestine and go visit Israel. That I thought was questionable.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Saying,
I don't think he should have
I was
been
born in
shot.
Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm not going to go to Israel, Palestine now.
No.
It was bad.
Once the dust settles.
Even then, I don't know, man.
They were kind of trying to sweep it under the rug, too. Like, hey, do not let them know that we almost killed an American.
Well,
but he's good. He's fine.
With what's going on in office, I don't know if anything is even going to be worried about until November if someone else wins. But
he dropped out of the race. Is he still working, though, right now?
You know what's funny is I was listening to a sports betting podcast, a numbers game, and this dude came on, and because he does betting on, strictly it's apolitical. They just do betting on who's going to be the president or whatever. Whatever other political votes are going on. And he was like, this is the most crazy thing in history. He's still the president. We have not heard from him since Friday when he put out a tweet that he wasn't running in the election. We haven't seen him in 4 days.
I don't want to be a conspiracy guy.
He's dead.
I think he's dead.
Really?
I do think he's dead.
Have you seen the Charlie Kirk post?
No.
Who the fuck is Charlie Kirk?
No.
Is that a country singer?
He's a welterweight, I think.
Nazi. Oh. So he's not a country singer or a Nazi. He's a fighter.
Or a welterweight.
Okay.
Yeah, he's none of those.
But he is a conspiracy theorist.
He's just a radio talk show host.
Okay, so what did he say?
And everything like that. He said, "You got to lead on a story that people should look into." He got a call from a source in Las Vegas Metro that Joe Biden's trip was cut short last week due to COVID.
Oh, he died of COVID.
However, the Secret Service informed Metro that there was an emergency situation involving the president, and he had to be transported to University Medical immediately.
You took him to UMC?
However, then there was a medevac going to take him to Johns Hopkins. And so the rumor mill within the police department is that Joe Biden was dying or is already possibly dead.
I just made that up.
Because we've only seen him post on Twitter, and it was that.
No, I've seen a bunch of conspiracies about it, but I genuinely, before I saw anything, I was like, I think that guy's dead. Because he said he has COVID. If he gets COVID, that's as dead as...
Somebody said that that's comparable to Trump being shot, which I thought was fucking out of this world. What is? Him getting COVID.
No.
They said...
Well, I think there's more than likely that Joe Biden dies of COVID than Trump getting shot in the face, to be honest with you.
But what I'll say is, and you know what, I'll come out and say it, I think Trump's a better candidate than Biden. But I do think it is sad what Biden's been going through. I mean, he literally is an old man who's dying and has dementia.
I'll say that
he's being forced to
your
be...
grandfather up there?
Yeah, and he's being forced to be put up there, and and it's like, dude, let this guy, like...
I was happy he dropped out, because it was like, dude...
Let him just live his rest of his day. But it's his family, I think.
I will say he did create the 3-strike law, where if you get caught with weed or anything, and that's your third felony, when weed was legal, you go life in prison, so...
Well, that's a bad call. Well, we'll forget about his political things. I think what Eric's saying here is this is
clearly a human being.
Yeah.
This is an old man who doesn't even know his dick from his ass. He doesn't know his name's Joe. You know what I mean?
It's sad to see, really it is, because it's like his family, and Anna made a good point. I think his family and shit and Yvette were like the private planes and just the lifestyle they get to live in. I'm like, they're literally like sacrificing this man's remaining time. I don't even want to say years. I don't think he lasts years.
Do you think like he's sacrificing them to the devil? Like
no, but I'm just saying like for their easiness of living, and like that's sick.
We all got to take a deep, hard look at ourselves too, because we had everybody who the American citizens, they had a part to play in this too.
Well, it wasn't them all American citizens either.
Nope.
Based on those mail-in votes and no ID being.
But how was he the Democratic candidate at all 4 years ago? You know what I mean?
Because they don't.
I'll say this: how was Trump? Trump's fucking way too old too.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think there should be a maximum age limit. I think if you see a candidate on there that's 78 years old, you should go, I'm not fucking voting for that guy because I don't trust him to be alive at 82.
I think that Trump's done a decent job.
No, I think he's done well as well. I think he's fine. I just think that's, if you look at Joe Biden in his state and you think we're going to have him represent, you're like, come on, dude. What are you doing to that
My
guy?
thing is with like a Kamala Harris, though, like what is she? I don't think she has any backing this. And I know stuff changes very fast, but I don't think she has much backing besides, like, Trump's going to have to basically say some horrible things where people are like, we can't vote for this guy, but, like, or she picks somebody in a swing state that really changed, like, as their vice president.
It's her fight to lose.
No, I think it's lost, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's
any fucking chance that, and I could be way wrong, unless they do some weird voting thing.
Trump's to lose.
Trump's to lose is what I meant to say.
And
if he loses,
if he basically calls her like the N-word and says you're
in a debate,
Asian,
it's like
black bitch.
Don't be mean to her, and you'll be fine.
But I don't think he cares. I think he will.
No, yeah.
They announced they're not going to debate though.
How does that work?
That they do a debate.
I don't know. Have you ever talked to a black woman anyway?
Okay, stop.
They're not really nice.
What is going on here? What is going on in this country? All right, but I do want to make this short. Do you think Joe Biden is actually dead right now?
Yeah.
Like, let's say odds. Let's say like Patty Pimlet's plus 100 and.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's been dead for like 2 years.
But no, because there's a thing going around that he is possibly dead.
Right now as we speak, I think he's dead.
So would you if I put it up at minus 150, would you bet it?
I wouldn't bet on. I'm not a gambling man like that to that extent. But if you forced me at gunpoint, I would bet yes.
The money
I would bet yes. Yes.
What odds would you say you'd be too far? Minus 250.
Minus 300 plus. Yeah.
So you think that's like 65, 70%.
Thoroughly convinced he's dead. Yeah.
Damn, that's like I said. That's sad. I don't like the guy. I don't dislike him. I don't care. I think he's, I don't think he's the smartest guy in any room he's in. But also, I think the mental state he's in, his family and people should have long ago been like, listen, man. This is, this is over with.
Before he got COVID, if you told me what do you think would happen if he got COVID? I'd say he would die immediately.
That sucks, though, because like I said,
he's too old.
He's probably that's fucked. That sucks for him.
That's a tough way.
And his son's a fucking piece of shit, as far as I've heard. I don't know anything about
party
him.
Animal.
I mean, maybe we'd get along.
Yeah, I'm a Biden guy, Hunter Biden.
I was just hoping this time my student loans would be fucking cleared and we'd all be paying like $9 a gallon of gas.
What if they said Joe Biden, like what if he withdrew and they said it's got to be Hunter Biden now?
I'd vote him.
I might vote him.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't. I'd want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, he would. There would be a few things if he said them, I'd be like, I have to vote this guy in.
If he like first thing he walks up and Trump, he's like, listen, what's wrong with a little coke and a little beer and some whores on Saturday
We're gonna
night?
legalize all that. Why haven't prostitution been legal? Abortions, you can get them at a gas station.
You walk in the pump, you either have unleaded 87 Supreme or abortion.
Yeah,
and we just shoot a fucking firecracker into you.
Coke, crack, all that's legal. I'd be like,
what if you said, look at me, I've made it this far doing all this?
I would say he's got some fucking good
Yeah,
points.
this guy's not, and then he's like, and you know what it does if you can't survive? We're taking the week out.
And we're invading Ukraine. Like, wait, what?
He just throws that in. I am very happy. Not that I was ever scared. I got made fun of for keeping my selective service card by these guys. It was in my wallet.
He was like, oh, I can throw this out now. I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
I wish the fucking government
I thought we were in 1784. They're going to mail him a letter. They has to go to war tomorrow.
That is a big member selective service card and show up at 0500 for PT. Fucking Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the farm. They deliver the letter to mom at the front door.
Yeah. I didn't know. Literally in high school, I was told you need to keep this until you're 25. And I looked and I was like, oh, I'm like past my.
He's like, dude, I'm 25. I can throw this out now. I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
How do you know we got a card with that?
I don't remember any card.
I don't remember card.
They might have only gave. He might have. Hey, can I get a fucking card just in case?
I probably got selected. I probably got selected now, and people are gonna be.
You're supposed to be at war right now.
Decorated person of our family in the military now.
Well, I mean, no. I just like I
Some
said.
guy's been fighting for
I
you.
got a Purple Heart for War, and I ain't never left the city.
That's what I thought that was.
They just upgraded it to like 26 now, so I can still go to war.
I'm past it. I'm out.
I had an English teacher in high school who showed me a picture on the wall of him and 4 of his best friends in high school that he graduated with.
Welcome to clickbait.
Yeah.
Just make this the clickbait thing. Go ahead.
4 of his best friends that he graduated with, and he was like, all 4 of those guys died in Korean War, whatever fucking war it was, Vietnam, Korea, whatever. And he said how they did the drafting process.
We went to war with Korea?
Did we? Yeah. Okay. Which one? It was one at that point. Doesn't matter.
It was Korea.
He was saying how they did the draft process. It was like a lottery. You know how they have the ping pong balls?
No shot.
And they would pull out a birthday. So let's say it said May 28th. That's the first birthday. Everyone 18 to 25, right?
That birthday?
And they pulled out 365 birthdays, right? And they said, okay, we're using the first 180 birthdays.
Okay.
And he was the 181st.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking
luck. And all 4 of his best friends died in that war.
It's 50% odds you go, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Just in, obviously.
It was 200 something that they used. I can't remember the number he said.
Was less than 50% chance he was not.
There was like a 25% chance you don't go to war if you're 18 to 25.
But there's a lot of things though where you can skip that, right?
You could just go. He said I would have gone to Canada anyway. I'm a pacifist.
I just got on the roof and jumped off and broke both my legs. They wouldn't take me to war.
Probably.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Depends on what the numbers are.
I mean, back then you could just say, dude, I fucking suck cock.
I mean, if they come to you and they're like, hey, we need the guy with 2 broken legs, it's like, we're losing, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much help I'm going to be.
I would say, dude, I'm fully gay. And they would say, oh, just don't say anything. I'm like, well, I just fucking did say something.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go. I don't care about anything enough to put my life on the line for it unless it's something like family-wise or something, but not like in terms of this country where I'm going to go onto enemy soil with a weapon and start
boots on the ground, go kill somebody.
Combat with people that don't even fucking have a clue what they're mad about.
Yeah. Hey, why are we fighting?
Right.
Yeah, what do you do for a living? Oh, I barely make enough to put food on my table. Oh,
I'm going
to fight another man's war, you fucking dumb.
I went from working.
I'll barely fight my own.
I did see something that I
think they should have the leaders fight each other.
Yeah. Literally, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump should fist fight.
Fist pump.
Yeah.
First
sword fight if they ever had to go.
I bet we start voting. I bet John Jones would be the next president. If
100%. I did see that a thing that Russia has this weapon now where it's an underwater thing where I don't know how they would put this into the. I don't know how anything works. But it's a thing that causes tsunamis.
Oh, I saw that.
The next thing of war is going to be like under because like everyone's looking like, hey, the chemical war or whatever war, the nuclear. It's past that.
That's pretty cool though to be like, hey, hit him with a tsunami.
No, and they said and I'm like, dude, that. But like how? Like I said, hey, what do you guys put in the ocean there? It's 10 miles long. Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, you're gonna tax our oil, bitch? Here's a tsunami.
Yeah, right. But that would be. Imagine literally like because I feel like I get scared that, like, dude, some fucking nut job, like Biden, like, he just presses the wrong button, or, he just calls and it's like, I'm the president, this is what I want to do. Like, who tells that person no if they get that?
We should have done this on clickbait, because I got a lot more I could say. But
That's
we
what I
got to
said,
wrap this in
welcome
the
to
clinch
clickbait.
up. Yeah.
I do want to know, though, if he is dead.
No,
Who's running our country?
He's dead.
Kamala Harris, right?
For
Oh,
all,
so they
for
announced
all
that?
intents and purposes, he's dead.
I actually, like...
I'm telling you, Hunter Biden is running the country as we speak.
That would be sick. I wouldn't be that...
We're going to be sold to Korea for a dime
say?
bag in the next week.
Oh, I did want to say...
Thailand lady boys.
The thing I do want to say, which we'll talk about in the press conference, LeBron James saved us all yesterday. That was...
Yeah, I saw someone said... Everyone's worried about the post-Biden era. What is America going to do about the post-LeBron era?
I just saw that, yeah. I mean, Jaylen Brown, maybe,
I said the only two dogs I think, again, we're outside in the clinch here, but is Anthony Edwards and Jaylen Brown. I think that's the only two young dogs you got in this league.
Because Tatum, I don't know if he's...
He don't got dog in him.
Yeah.
I'm
Anthony
a sports Celtics
Edwards,
fan.
and honestly, Anthony Davis, that guy's been unbelievable. Joel Embiid should be shit back to
He don't got dog in him, though.
AD? I think he does.
No.
I don't think he's able to use it because of the team he's on.
I think he has that dog, but he doesn't have the, like, how LeBron puts it together. And
Well, he's just not a perimeter
Jalen's old
player.
enough now to put it together. Like,
I think
Jalen,
AD is
Jalen 4 years
unfucking
ago
real.
didn't put it together. Ant's like, he's not quite that
Only
put
guy
together.
I'd say outside of that, and you might hate this, is Devin Booker. I think he
Oh,
wants.
my
I think he wants.
No.
I think James Harden has more dog in him than Devin fucking
David Harden
Booker.
doesn't give a fuck about basketball.
Dude, why is he not on Team USA?
Devin Booker at least wants it.
If James Harden was on Team USA, we would be blowing these teams out.
Yeah, we would. He'd be cooking up.
He would be fucking eating.
You-
Devin Booker
do they have strip
sucks.
clubs in those other countries? In
Nope.
Paris?
Kawhi.
Probably why.
Kawhi, too. But Devin Booker sucks. He has no business being on this team.
Paris was voted the horniest city in the
Yeah,
world.
they're the horniest. I don't know how horny
James
James Harden
Harden
is,
might
or if he
wanna
just likes naked women dancing.
He might just like the atmosphere.
That's what I'm saying. He said good chicken wings from the one in Houston. Best wings in America.
I might have this wrong, but you know what the number one city for STDs is in the world?
Let me guess. Well, is it?
In the world?
In the world.
Oh,
Is it another country?
No.
it's in America.
Yeah, it's definitely top three. I think it was number one.
San Francisco?
No. Light state, though.
I was thinking California or New York just because of population.
California.
It's California.
LA.
Yep, it's LA.
Well,
How much is that among the homeless population?
I didn't check that one.
I saw a thing on Skid Row. I didn't know that place was that like that.
We haven't talked about anything fighting
That place sucks.
outside of war since fucking we did our predictions, and then we started talking about the fucking Joe Biden's dead and we're going to war with, and Eric's getting drafted to war soon somehow. Now we're just silent.
Well, I'm looking
Everyone's
at,
on their phones.
I'm just looking at this Joe Biden thing is actually because I didn't think that was real that he's possibly dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
That sucks.
The president can't just not do anything from Friday to Tuesday. You can't just take Friday to Tuesday.
No, and that's why I
off.
said like I'm kind of concerned that it has been 4 days and the president like, dude, are you not?
I know.
working?
I'm telling you. I told you.
John Jones just put a post out an hour ago. The 12-6 elbow is officially removed from the MMA legal rulebook. It goes into effect November 1st, 2024. Undefeated then, undefeated now at Dana White. We got to get that loss out of the history books on his Instagram, which I do agree.
But they're going to have to overturn so many losses if you go and do that for him.
Well, yeah, you should.
Okay.
I
Just saying, be prepared to do that.
I think all those type of things, except for like biting, spitting, hair pulling.
But you committed the crime when it was a crime.
No, yeah. Well, yeah, but.
Kind of goes both ways.
Right.
I don't think they should retroactively let people out for weed.
I do. I'm just saying, you got to pick which one you're doing.
But here's the thing, though. If you sold a fucking ounce of weed and you're just sitting in jail every day reading and doing push-ups and going to school and that, then yeah, I'll let you out. But how many people were in there doing other shit and then they're like fighting in there and they're, like adding to themselves?
Well, yeah, because wouldn't that be illegal now if you had like 30 pounds of weed in your trunk?
That's what I'm saying. It depends. Like if someone's selling fucking eighths on the corner.
Can't just go any weed.
Not even selling. What if you had like a ounce of weed on your person?
You get a blunt on you and you're in prison for 12 years.
That's
Or
what
if Joe Biden's third strike, you're in prison for life if that was your third time. You got caught with 3 ounces, an ounce 3 separate times, you're doing life in prison.
he that was a rule he put into effect
Yeah, it was.
in this president.
He also said he wanted to desegregate schools.
Desegregate?
Yeah.
I think they already
or
are.
segregate schools. Sorry, resegregate.
You mean you're joking now?
No.
He did say if you don't vote for me and you're black, you are not black.
Yeah.
Which I thought was crazy.
He said he didn't want his children going to school with.
Okay, he's fucking around now. We're gonna end this show.
No. You can look at all this stuff.
He probably smoked a moon rock and fucking fell off the face of the earth.
He also
you ever smoked one?
he also did the
No, I
eulogy.
fucking seen others do it.
He also did the eulogy
Pretty
at the
good.
funeral for the head of a
Klansman.
Klan.
I saw that. I saw this. This is all.
He did say that.
We all have a past, Billy.
He did say he introduced the president of Ukraine and said, "It is President of Ukraine, Vladimir Putin." And then gave the guy the microphone, and the guy looked at him like, "What the fuck did he just call me?"
And then he
Poopy
said-
pants.
and then here comes my vice president, Donald Trump.
Yeah. No, like I said, that's sad. We shouldn't put him in that position.
Come on.
Yeah.
Someone get the black out here.
Yeah. I don't think we should have put him in that position. Which, like I said, this is all your fault. People like my friend Shane, who, thought that it was so bad, and now, I mean, we literally put a guy, like I said, our grandfather was just as bad. You put that guy on TV and make him the president of the United States, we'd all be like, hey man, come on, let's give this up.
He might have done a better job.
Well, he couldn't have done much worse. Fucking gas prices are fucking
I
outrageous.
need gas
They're
prices
gonna
and
walk
interest rates to
into
go
work.
down.
How fast will that happen?
What? We'll find out come November.
Yeah, well, fucking hell, mate. All right, well, thanks for watching In the Clinch. Once again with this show, if you're still watching, fucking hell.
You're
Come
awesome.
on the show.
Please comment
Yeah, let us know. But
for the algorithm. Help us
like
out.
I said, we do want to know what you think about the fights this weekend. I really want to know that short. I do want to know if people think Joe Biden's dead, because I randomly threw that out there, but it kind of makes sense. And then, of course, there's some asshole on Twitter who's like, people are now going to say he's dead. Look at all this. It's like his ear's a little different. It's like, dude, I'm not doing all this.
Oh, yeah,
all
with the cloning.
Fucking
The
hell.
mask and all that. I've seen a mask.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Dave Chappelle's cloned. Eminem's cloned.
yeah, everybody's cloned, like,
How many times do you think in his presidency he sharded?
ooh.
Over under 20 and a half.
It's not very many considering what he's
How many times have you sharded in the last 4 years?
In his presidency,
probably.
probably about 13.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's close to double digits. So, he's
No,
good.
I had a bad day. I had one real bad day
Short
of sharts.
or shit?
You've sharded multiple times in one day.
I woke up. First thing I did was fart and immediately shit. Didn't even shit my pants. Immediately.
Wait, boy.
In bed.
Full shit?
Yeah, I was laying in bed with my girlfriend at the time, and I just farted, and I looked at her. I was like, she knew. We both knew I just shit my pants.
Like, how much shit?
Enough to not use those pants anymore.
Oh, man.
That's gross.
I wasn't happy about it either.
Yeah, imagine being bare-assed and doing that.
Oh,
I did. It was baby shark.
that's tough.
Yeah.
It's almost worse than a full shit.
No, I don't think it is. It was so little, but it did suck.
Almost as bad as 2 and 3, but not as good as 3 and 2.
Yep. And with that, we'll see you before 305. Oh, I was going to say, UFC 305 is in Miami, right?
That's where we're going, right?
That's got to be Miami. 305.
I would think.
Dude, that would be sweet.
When's the Sphere? 306? 307? 308?
What month are we in?
July.
So 305 will be August.
Depends on what calendar you go by.
Yeah.
It's not. It's in Perth, Australia.
Well, I mean, Dana
They
White.
missed out on that, dude. That was smart by you.
Thank you.
They need to give you something
Yeah,
there.
you should say something about that.
I will.
That
But I
was,
don't,
that was really good.
UFC 305's not
And
in
the
Miami.
305.
yeah.
Oh, come on. They got to do
You
that.
have a BMF title fight.
Yeah.
Let
Where it
Jorge come
originated.
out.
You do them in the backyards that they fought in, but you make them arenas. You have them at separate locations. No, don't do that. Just make it in Miami.
I still like the idea that I came up with where you announce there's a fight on the card and you don't announce who's fighting. You find out when they walk out.
Yeah, AA would probably. I would like the main event or just a fight.
Main event's risky because then who's going to buy the pay-per-view when you don't even know?
Technically, they almost did that with Danny Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, but
But here's the thing, if let's say it's the main event-
King Green that you didn't know was going to be on there, I'd be like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
that's
that would be
crazy.
cool if it was like you could do both, and then the main event, but the co-main event would have to be a banger. So that way you go, that's not the main event. You go, the main event's got to be fucking crazy. Like say they said we're not going to tell you who the main event is, but the co-main event,
It's Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway.
you would go, oh my fucking god, who's that main event going to be?
I think they should try that. I think they should at least
It's
try
worth
it.
a shot.
what's the worst that happens? You say, well, now we're just going to tell you who's fighting. Like, people are going to not buy the fights now.
Worst thing is you can't promote the two guys.
No, but you just say, listen, we're promoting these 4 fights, and you tune in, and then it's Dustin Poirier and Islam is like the main event, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
And see, that would be a good example because I feel like the promotion leading up based on those two guys, they're not going to like heavily promote themselves anyway. Like if it's Conor, it's like you're missing out on 6 weeks of Conor promoting himself.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway, I like the 305 idea. I really like that a lot. My overall record is 20-10. They're both 17-13. So go ahead. I said I was going to go 4-1 or better, more than likely at least 3-2 or better. I think 4-1. I think I'm going to go 4-1.
Yeah, this card, I don't want to say it kind of seems straightforward, but I could see a 5-0 or 4-1 on this card.
Yeah, I was confident. I was honestly last card. I was like 3-2. This might be my 3-2 hit. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. We got the new channels up. We'll be doing a press conference later this week. My main concern about this episode is I want to know if people think Joe Biden's dead because I just randomly threw that out. Bill, anything else from you?
No.
Danielle?
Nope.
Sweet. Well, we'll see you at 305 in Miami, even though it's in Perth, Australia. But other than that, I kind of hope Curtis Blades wins. Everybody have a good night.
What's up?
All right. Everyone have a good night.